All right, today we are in a master plan community that I usually don't film these until the amenities are done, but the curiosity and the inspiration by a buyer who called me off the YouTube channel was very interested in the new Webb St. John's. And the Webb St. John's is in a community called the Landings at St. John's. And the beautiful thing about this community, or the clever thing about this community, it's not a huge master plan community with too many amenities. It's actually very smart. It's priced out properly. It's a Pulte community. But it also has not only the Webb at St. John's, but it has Greenbrier Landing, which is good for residential families, if you will. So grandma and grandpa can live in the Webb at St. John's with their own amenity center, their own gated entrance, and then Greenbrier Landing has a whole bunch of options of single-family homes with their own amenities and their gated entry. So it's just done really well. It's really smart. And so that was the inspiration of today. Today you're going to learn about Webb St. John's, Greenbrier Landing here at the Landings at St. John. So stick around and let's get to it. All right, so first off, we always have to see why a community is good. And of course, location, number one rule in real estate. So what I love about this community, it's off 210 here in the northern section of St. Johns County, around the best schools in St. Johns County. Fantastic location. Don't take my word for it. Let's go to the screen here. All right, so if you notice right here, let's go ahead and zoom out. So this is Jacksonville over here. This is St. Augustine downtown over here. And right in kind of like the middle northwest section of St. Johns County, here in St. John's, the city, the municipality of St. John's, is this beautiful little community just east of Rivertown. That's the St. John's River. And here we are in the Landings of St. John's, all right? And you know you've arrived because of the fountains and the entry there. We're right here near the amenities of Greenbrier. And so let's go ahead and see what we're close to here, okay? Right off the bat, you see the Publix grocery store. I mean, literally come out of the neighborhood, make a right, and it's right there. You're right next to Bartram High School. You're right next to Switzerland Point Middle School. Got a lot of good locations here near Bartram Ranch, the Toll Brothers community. This is a Pulte community, but okay, let's just see how long it takes to get to the beach, okay? I'm a beach person, so I've got to go ahead and put, let's go ahead and go to Michler's. And let's not take my word for it. Let's actually see what the map says. So Michler's is 18 miles to the beach. That's a 35-minute drive to the closest beach, okay? Not too bad, but 35 minutes, just so you know, for all my people are saying, I'm moving for the Florida dream. It's now February, and I shouldn't even be wearing this sweater. It's so warm out. It's actually 71 degrees today. Okay, so what else is important to you, right? Like I said, the Durban Shopping Center is right near here, so let's go ahead and put Durban Pavilion. Okay, that's your Home Depots, that's your Walmarts, that's all your other big stores, and that's going to be a huge multi-phase shopping center. That's 0.6 miles, 18 minutes with the current traffic. Again, they're doing 210 right now, construction outside of this neighborhood, so that's going to solve a lot of our traffic woes. All right, you're a mall person, you want to go to St. John's Town Center, which is an outdoor mall, kind of the main deal around town, and that's 29 minutes, 23 miles from this location. All right, let's go ahead and put Baptist Health. God willing, we're in a Webb St. John's. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Let's say Baptist South. Even though we're not too far, believe it or not, to emergency room. Baptist South Emergency Room is a And that's one of the ones I recommend. Believe it or not, I've been into a couple emergency rooms, and one I'm not going to mention is not where I want to end up, but this one is where I prefer. It's a 23-minute drive, 14 miles, not too bad. There are other doctors and hospital options, tons in the area, but that is one of the ones I would go. The other hospital over here is Ascension St. John's, not one of my St. Vincent's, not one of my favorite emergency rooms. Sorry, guys. Last time I was there, I was not impressed. But it was a newer hospital time. It could be better. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. All right, so you're kind of in between Jacksonville and downtown St. Augustine, so you've got the best of both worlds here. You're near World Golf Village here. For all my Costco people, I got to do Costco. There's Buc-ee's there. There's Bass Pro Shop. So Costco... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Costco. Oh, I spelt it wrong. I spelt it without this. Costco. I don't want to go to the one in Georgia. We want to go to the one in World Golf Village. For all my Costco people, that one is exactly 26 miles, 26 minutes, 15 miles. So when you live in Jacksonville area, everything's about 25 minutes away, pretty much spread out. Let's see, what else am I figuring out? Here we go. There's also a Sprouts grocery store from here. If you're not into Publix, because Publix basically rules this Florida region, let's go ahead and do Sprouts Farmers Market. That's kind of like your health food. 5.9 miles. There we go. Sprouts is 13 minutes, 6.9 miles for all my health food people. And then also right next to Sprouts is one of my favorite restaurants in town, Ember and Iron. Shout out to my folks at Ember and Iron. I'd gift a lot of gifts to this restaurant. Phenomenal. You got the Walgreens, you got Metro Diner, Whataburger, Poppy's Italian, fantastic restaurant. So again, if you don't want to go too far away, those are two things. And then also another thing, you've got Cimarron Golf Club, which is public, and the golf club at Southampton, where I played last Monday. Fantastic golf courses to go and play casually. It's not going to kill you, break the bank, if you will. So this is all the locations of the landings at St. John's. So let's go ahead and take a look at these communities in the landings of St. John's. All right, so we are in Greenbrier Landing here in the landings of St. John's, and this place is just super clever. We have 50-foot lots, we have 60-foot lots, we have 65-foot lots, and they have different series of homes on each of these lots, okay? And each series of homes, the height of the ceilings, for instance, which I love, is good. They go 9 feet, 10 feet, 11 feet. In their Echelon series, which is a 65-foot lot, and then the 60-foot lots are their Estate series. Those are 10-foot ceilings plus the trays. So I love how they're going high on those lots. So you can be in a home like the Mahogany, which is anywhere between 2,300 and 3,000 square feet for $650 to just over $700,000, or you can be on the top premium lot, 65-foot lot, a pie shape, of course, if you can get it. You can be in a Sanibel as high as 5,000 square feet. Most of the ones they built in here so far are just over 4,000 square feet. But here in St. Johns County, it's a big deal if you can get into a 5,000 square foot house. So a Mahogany you can get into up to 5,000 square foot house, and you can spend up to $1.3 million, your heart's desire. So anywhere from the 600s up to over $1 million, depending on the size of the home and all the benefits. They even do upgraded Wolf appliances. And that's not just what's impressive about this community. What's impressive is you have everything. It's a very quaint, exclusive community. This section, not including the Del Webb at St. John's, this is just going to have just around 240 homes that we know of right now. So very quaint. It has an electronic gated community, and in the center of the community you're going to have amenities, and they don't go over the top because they don't want your expenses to be so high. So you are going to have that community pool. You're going to have 3 pickleball courts. It is going to be a golf cart community, but even what's really cool that we're showing you today, it's being developed as we speak, is this central connection community point. This is what we're selling here in St. Johns County, is connection. It's going to be really quaint. You're going to have 3 dog parks. You're going to have a playground. You're going to have what they call food truck row. So when you have your food truck Fridays, there's going to be a lined up row of street of them, so that when you gather together at a community, the kids can play, you can bring the pets, you can go to Food Truck Friday. They're going to have a concert stage. But this is all on a mini level. It's not a massive Nocatee community. It's just a community where you're going to have retirees in the St. John's Del Webb with their own amenities, but they're also going to be able to partake in these amenities here as well. So grandma and grandpa is going to be able to meet in the central part. It's a connection place. And so all these things you're asking yourself right now, what's it going to cost? And I think it's very reasonable. Just like every other community in St. Johns County, this is a CDD community, but for now, your HOA fees, no matter where you live, is going to be $87 a month, and that's going to include internet. They're going to do it for the whole entire community, even the Del Webb St. Johns, so $87 a month, and depending what size lot you're on is going to determine your CDD fees. The Classic, you're looking at $2,400 a year. The Estate, the larger lots, you're looking at $2,700 a year, and then for the Echelon, the largest lots at those 65-foot lots, you're looking at about $2,900 a year CDD fees, which are in your property taxes. So you get a lot, and even though it's going to be a smaller, quaint community, the CDD fees and your HO fees are not astronomical. It's very an exclusive feel, great value, and a great place to raise your family and have connection here, and then also take advantage of the fantastic St. Johns County. All right, so we are leaving the Greenbrier landings, and we're heading over to the Del Webb St. John's section to give you a little insight of the Del Webb here. Now, I sold a lot of homes in Del Webb, Nocatee, and they did a good job over there, but people had their gripes about Del Webb, Nocatee. And Pulte really listened and made the improvements. And so the big improvements I find in this Del Webb Nocatee is, this Del Webb St. John's is, number one, they're offering higher ceilings, up to 11 feet, okay, on the different series. They have an Echelon series as well. The second thing is they're offering smooth walls. That was a big gripe with some of my clients that bought in Del Webb Nocatee. They're offering smooth walls. And then number three, they are going to also offer appliance packages like Wolf appliances, okay? So they're really going up on the upgrades. These are definitely a whole nother level, if you ask me. Their clubhouse and amenity center will have a restaurant, and I believe they learned a lot from the Nocatee Del Webb restaurant in the clubhouse. I think they're going to make improvements there. So a lot of great improvements in this Del Webb St. John's. And they have their own separate gated entry within the landings at St. John's. So both of the communities in the river and the landings at St. John's both have gated entry. I believe the gated entry for Del Webb will have a manned entry, and then the other one will have, Greenbrier will have a electronic gated entry. So both communities will have security entry. And of course, when you come into Del Webb and St. John's, very grand entrance. Pulte just does a really good job with this type of product. You'll see the fountains as you enter the community. And I tell you what, the models, the builds here are next level. So let's check out this community a little bit more. All right, so Del Webb St. John's is next level. All those upgrades I'm talking about are available now. The smooth walls, the upgraded appliances, but not only that, you're gonna have floor plan availability here, up to 4,000 square feet. So a whole nother level of size homes in here. So you can be in anything as small as 1,600 all the way up to over 4,000 square feet. and you're looking at 50-foot lots and 65-foot lots, is from what I understand. Let me double check that. 50-foot and 65-foot lots. And so what does this cost? Because they're going to have quite a big amenity center with a restaurant as well. They're going to have 2 covered pickleball courts and I think 4 uncovered pickleball courts. They're going to have bocce ball courts. They're going to have the restaurant, the clubhouse, everything you would expect from a Del Webb on a whole nother level. And so, and they have the man-gated entryway. So a lot to offer here in this lifestyle, a whole nother level up. So the HOA fees when the amenity center is said and done, they're saying the end of 2026, as you can see some of the footage here behind me and with our drone footage today. You're looking at about an HOA fee for being in the Del Webb portion of this community, roughly just below $300 a month. And then you will require a minimal spend, monthly spend for the restaurant to keep it open. Because, you know, the other community is going to be 240 homes. This Del Webb portion is going to be much bigger. It's probably going to be 400 or 500 homes from what I understand. So you're looking at the HOA fees in Del Webb St. John's to be just under $300 a month after the amenities are done and you're able to take advantage of those. And then you'll have a CDD fee based on the lot size, whether you're on a 50-foot lot or a 65-foot lot. And the 65-foot lot is going to be just under $3,000 a year in your property taxes. And then your 50-foot lot, you're looking at just under, I think, $2,500 or $2,600 a year in your property taxes. And there's a debt portion to pay for all the debt that it costs to build this amenity center in the community. That will go away, I believe after 20 years. And then you just have the service portion, which is to pay the staff and maintain all these beautiful amenities that you're going to take advantage of. So a lot of great advantages of this Del Webb at St. John's, a completely different level, if you will, and tons of options. Again, that bigger floor plan as well. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed this overview of the landings at St. John's. Definitely a lot of opportunities here, whether you're looking for residential with families or you're looking for another Del Webb at St. John's here. Great opportunities at all of all types here. So if this is something that interests you, why would you call me? Well, it costs you nothing to have a real estate professional like myself to advise you and be your advocate through this process. Part of our services to you, we are paid by the builder, a co-broke fee. It's a marketing fee. Whether you use this or not, it's not going to make a difference in the cost of the home. They have to maintain their comps, so our fees are paid for by a marketing fee, and you will need an advocate on your behalf, especially if you're visiting. We specialize in relocation and new construction personally, so part of our services include a pre-drywall inspection, a final inspection. We have the best inspectors in town, third party, that we're going to cover on your behalf. That's almost a couple $1,000s of savings right there. And then also we do have somebody that also goes with you to design center to help you pick out those finishes that are not only within your budget, but also to help you make sure you're picking out items that are good for resale value in the long term as well. If you're a relocation, like a lot of people watching this YouTube channel, I also send personalized update videos bi-weekly of the progress of your build. Of course, that's really important to you too, because you'll always have those videos to go back to should you ever make any changes in the home. You have that historical data with your inspection reports in that video as well. So these are all the services that we provide since we've nailed down this process so well. We've done a lot of new construction here in St. Johns County and the surrounding areas and suburbs of Jacksonville. My name is Greg DeTullio. I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. So the best way to start is just to go ahead and text me, call me, or email me. My information will be pinned to the comments and in the description. Say, hey Greg, we don't know where to start in this whole process. we're thinking about making a relocation. Doesn't matter if it's 9 days, 90 days, or 180 days. It's never too early to start that conversation. And I'm going to be asking you all the right questions to make sure this community is right for you. Or maybe there's some other communities in the area you'd like to consider as well. So go ahead and get started. Text me, call me, or email me. I look forward to speaking with you. And if you want to learn more about St. John's in St. Johns County, St. John's municipality in St. Johns County, then go ahead and watch this next video, and I'll see you there.
Tangled up in wires, I can't catch my breath, I run.
The landings of St. John's, Greenbrier Landing. All right, ready? Have you been rolling the whole time? Yeah, you have. Tell me when it's action.